Okay, guys, this is Tamisha Miles, aka Phi Red, and she tells a story about how her best friend sets her up to be unalived, and she ends up getting pew-pewed 5 times while being 18 weeks pregnant. And y'all have been tagging me relentlessly every single time she drops a part, alright? So here we are. Get your tea and get your snacks, cause you already know this is about to be good! Okay, so y'all gotta know, Tamisha's best friend is a man. I guess people thought it was a homegirl. I don't think it matters. Now, before we get to the pew-pewing, we gotta go back a month so you can understand why this all went down. Now, back in the day, Tamisha says that she was out there with the movers and the shakers. She said, if you know me, then you know, all right? She was a pharmacist for the streets, so she had money. Now, around this time, she was with this dude, and they at one point got really toxic, so they had like a really messy crash out breakup. And when they would break up, she would go back to her baby daddy. Then her and her baby daddy would get into it and they would break up again. And then she goes back with that dude and it was a loop. Now, when I heard her say this, it doesn't seem like there was a clear breakup. It seems like she was just effing on both of them. Basically, she was cheating with her baby daddy or cheating on her baby daddy with him. I don't know. But she'd say, hey, if you knew what he did to me, fair is fair. That's what I'm hearing. And this will create some kind of toxic situation where the baby daddy and this dude, every time they ran into each other, they would start boxing. And Tamisha, she's in the background hyping it up. She's over here like, yeah, get him, yeah, whoop him, da-da-da-da-da. The crazy part is, she don't even know who she rooting for. She actually wants both of them to take hits because both of them did her dirty in the past, so now she wants them to pay. Which, Tamisha, why were you with these guys? Sounds like some trauma bonding. Now one day, Tamisha's laid up at home with her baby daddy, and she gets a phone call from one of her homegirls. She's like, girl, the gambling house just got pew-pewed up. And you know what's crazy? Your dude was there. The guy she's breaking up with. And Red was like, oh, damn, is he good? Is he still alive? The girl was like, yeah, he good, but 2 other people got hit. Red's like, oh man, that's crazy. So now at this point, I'm like, okay, Tanisha, I don't know what kind of Pauly, Sean Adams, Shanice, Olivia situation you got going on here. Did you break up or not? If you guys are breaking up, wouldn't you have checked on that man? It don't sound like your man. And she's like, hey, that got nothing to do with me, right? So then she goes, hangs out with her friend, comes back to be booed up with her baby daddy. And 45 minutes later, she gets a phone call from an unknown number. And she sends it straight to voicemail. But then the number calls right back. So she's like, okay, let me pick this up. So she answers. And it's a detective asking for her. And they ask her if she can come down to the station to answer some questions. And Tanisha's like, yeah, I'm kind of busy right now. I just gotta see when I have some time in my schedule, so I'll let you know. Don't call me, I'll call you. She hang up. So then she looks at her baby daddy and she's like, yo, the police department just called me. And he's like, for what? And then his phone starts ringing. And it's the police department again. And the officer says the same thing. Can you come down to the station? And he's like, yeah, I can't. I gotta go pick up my kids. Tanisha's like, what kid? Because their kid is right there. Hi, Dad. But they end up deciding to just go down there anyway because it would be better that way than them getting caught in traffic. And they get ready and put on all white. And at this point, Tanisha's like, and if you know about going to jail in all white. Which I don't know. Okay, I looked it up. It says wearing all white to jail means you won't have to dress out. Usually they let you stay in your own underclothes if they're all white. I feel like I'm learning. I love it. So they go down to the station and they get separated to 2 different rooms for interrogation. And the officer was like, hey, Tamisha, I was the one that was on the phone. And the reason why we brought you in today is because you're one of our people of interest for attempted murder. And Tamisha's like, what? Right? And this is where her heart sinks. But she's in her head like, I've done some things, but I ain't done nothing like that. So she's like, okay, who did I try to unalive? And he brings up the pew-pewing that happened at that gambling house. Now, this is where Tamisha starts to calm down because, see, she knows about that situation and she wasn't there. But she plays dumb because she don't want him to know she knows. So she's like, what happened? Like, how am I involved? Now, supposedly, there was 4 people at the house, right? So one was her ex, the 2 people that run it, and one of her homeboys. And she says that the homeboy was from the same set as her. What the hell is a set? A specific subset of a gang. A smaller gang and a larger gang. A gang and a gang. Oh, I see. Okay, for example, the Crips. There's the Rolling 60s, the Hoovers, the Hoover and them. That's 6ix9ine said something like that. The Hoover and them. Treyway. That's what they know. Yeah. Wow, a lot of y'all are gang affiliated. So back to the gambling house. They was inside playing cards, and somebody comes knocking on the door. So one of the people that ran the gambling house opens the door, and somebody came in airing it out, and 2 people got hit. Now Tamisha's like, okay, what does that have to do with me? And basically, her ex, that dude, told the police that Tamisha and her baby daddy came to the gambling house and pew-pewed it up, trying to unalive him. So now they're questioning Tamisha for hours. And while she was being interrogated, she was thinking and thinking. And by the time she walked out, she was like, I know who did it, and I know why. But again, that's not my problem. So that's y'all job. Y'all can figure it out. Now, this is where things start to get twisted. This is when the best friend starts getting into the story. So I guess her best friend and the homeboy, they got like a beef, all right? Now, just to be clear, there's her ex, her homeboy, and her best friend. All different people. Her best friend has motion, and I guess her homeboy just started getting motion, but in the same way as her best friend. And he starts undercutting her best friend? What the hell does that mean? I don't belong here. Undercutting. Charging cheaper than someone else on purpose to take their customers. I'm learning. I like this. So her best friend and his crew don't take this too kindly. She say they like the mafia. Now, a couple weeks before the pew-pewing, her best friend ran down on her homeboy. They tell him he's done getting money in the city. You gonna have to get a job or something. But Tanisha knows her homeboy. They from the same set, so she's like, yo, we don't let people tell us what to do. So her homeboy kept doing it. And when her best friend caught wind of this, you get the gist. Now we're back to Tamisha leaving the police station. It's like 1 o'clock at night. She drops her baby daddy off and goes straight to her best friend's house. And she tells him the whole story. And supposedly, he looks shocked. And she's like, I know you're involved in this. And she say, look, I'm not gonna say anything, but if I get arrested and I get put into jail, my mom and my kid better be taken care of. Which, what the hell? Oh, hell no. Tanisha was like, yeah, that was the life that I lived at that time, all right? I don't know if that's just some street stuff or something about snitching. Is that snitching? If I'm about to go to jail for something that I wasn't involved in, no, hell no, I'm snitching. I'm saying something that it was him. Especially if I had a kid. What? You just gonna leave a kid behind? Tamisha. Now, a couple days later, after talking to her friend, Tamisha starts getting really, really sick, vomiting, blah, 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 blah. Basically, she knew she was pregnant, bro. But she's hoping that she's not because she's been effing on both of these dudes. And around this time, she was really young. And she was like, I really ain't trying to see this pregnancy test be positive. So you know what she does? She doesn't take a test and just hopes to God her cycle comes. Now, while all of this is going on, Tamisha is going in and out of court because she caught a charge a couple months back. Tamisha, you go to jail a lot, don't you? What's going on here? Anyway, she goes to court and they offer her either 3 years of probation or 1 year of prison. And she takes probation because she might be pregnant. And one of her rules of probation is that she cannot leave the county unless her probation officer allows it. And she says the problem here is that that's not the county that she makes money in. And that's because you should never be a pharmacist where you live. Not only that, she has a 9 o'clock curfew. So she comes up with the plan, right? She hustles during the day, right? And she keeps it real discreet, members only. And then around 8:30, she would go home. And then around 1 a.m., she'd pop back out. Now, sometimes she would have days where she had to be more careful. So she would just stay in the house. So she had a lot of time to think. And one of the things that she would think about is her homeboy and her best friend. And she cares for both of them, and she really doesn't want something to happen to the homeboy. So Tanisha hits up the homeboy and says, hey, where you at? We gotta talk. They meet up, and she lets him know. She's like, you know that person that aired out the gambling house? Yeah, they was coming for you. And I'm pretty sure you know what you got going on here, with my best friend and his crew. So all I can do is ask. I can't tell you what to do, but you probably should chill out for a bit. Let things calm down. And her homeboy was like, okay, I had a feeling that's what it was. I wasn't sure. But see, now that I heard it from you, I got confirmation. But all right, I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna chill out, all right? And Tanisha's like, oh, yes, good, because I don't want nothing to happen to you. Now, a couple weeks go by, and Tanisha still hasn't gotten her period. So she's like, all right, I'm going to take a test. And yes, turns out she was pregnant. And she starts freaking out because she don't know who the daddy is. Tamisha, you let both of them hit raw? You know what just hit me? You hit Raw after he snitched on you, or at least told the police that you was the one that aired the place out? Oh, hell no. Raw? Anyway, so she says she's a real one, right? So she tells both of them the situation. And these guys were calling her everything in the book. But she's like, look, it is what it is, man. Whatever y'all want to do, I'm cool with it. They end up leaving her. They both left. So now, Tamisha's on 3 years of probation. She's pregnant. Both of her men left. And she's a person of interest in attempted murder. So at this point, Tamisha's life is just going absolutely wrong. But she still had to go get her money. So one day, she's in her city, and her best friend calls her. And he's like, Tamisha, my car's in the shop, and I just dropped off this rental, and I need a ride somewhere. I gotta hit this jug. Did I say it right? I heard him say it like that before. So Tamisha's like, yeah, I got you. I'm on the way. So she pulls up, and he gets in the car. Now, as they're pulling off, he gets a phone call. He's talking on the phone, but she's not paying it no mind because that's his business. Then he gets off the phone, and he asks Tamisha if they could stop at this corner store. It's over by his house. And she's like, yeah. And they pull up. She ain't think much of it. And then her best friend's like, hey, jump out the car real quick. I want you to meet my big homie. He want to talk to you. Tamisha says this is not out of the ordinary because, you know, as she said, she has motion. And sometimes his big homie will spend money with her. So she pulls into the store. She grabs her purse and hops out. And his big homie is parked in a SUV behind the store. So they open the car door. She sees big homie in the front seat. And then there's a guy in the back seat. They call that the enforcer to make sure everything goes smooth. Now, as she's getting into the car, she sees someone over there in the front passenger seat, but she don't know who it is. So she gets in, right? So it's the enforcer, her in the middle, and then her best friend. And then she finally gets a good look at who's in the passenger seat, and it's her homeboy. So now at this point, Tamisha's like, okay, something's wrong. So Tamisha's like, all right, what's going on? So the big homie turns around and he's like, what's this about you telling your homeboy that we're trying to unalive him or something? So she looks at her best friend like, what the She looks at the enforcer and he got a pew-pew on his lap. I think that's what she said. Or a phone. I think it's a fire. Then she turns to the homeboy and she's like, what the F was you talking about? I ain't tell you nothing. Now guys, listen. I have to leave you on a cliffhanger. I know, I'm sorry. But she has like 12 parts and this was only 1 through 4. This took a lot of time to make. So like, if y'all really want a part 2, I need y'all to spam the comments saying part 2. Like this video, share it up, and I'll make another one and drop it. If you want to watch it yourself, you can always just go to her channel. Hey, and tell her Dead Gang say what's up. Now guys, this is a real story. You can actually look it up and there's articles. I see this one right here that says Plant City woman pew-pewed 5 times while pregnant, shares her story. And it says she actually made headlines back in 2010. Look at this picture of her. Like, yeah, she was about that life. Okay guys, this video ends here. As I always say, what do you think about this? Guys, we're at 2.2 million followers. I never thought that I'll be hanging out with you guys, being a content creator, and now we're streamers and we watch the videos together. I'm happy to be on this journey with you, and it's crazy because I'm actually a music artist. This is what I love to do. I really just make the videos for y'all. So if you could do anything, can you please follow the page for me? Now, outside of all this, Dead Gang, remember, it was just you. You had a plan. There is a child version of yourself inside of you that believed in something, that dreamed of something, that wanted something. Everybody left him behind, which means you can't. If you don't want to try anymore, fine, but at least do it for them. They deserve it. I know that you're discouraged, but you are getting so close. We only get one life, and on Dead Gang shit, we not finna live it like no weak motherfucker. On Dead and them, we got work to do. So don't forget to pop your shit, star.
I shouldn't have to go undercover just to find out if you're going out with another. But I roll the dice, I go on a drive, you calling me insecure until I caught you out here lacking 4K. You always wore a mask on Halloween, but I didn't know that this was something that you do every night. The day that I realized that I had made a mistake, I'm crying. Wish I was dead. Top 10 anime betrayals. How can I love